Yes, that's right. We are ready to go. We are turning it up for the Slop. Here we are on a Monday night, week 7. I am Rob Sesternino, and I am honored here to have somebody that I have long wanted to talk about the sloppiness of Big Brother with. It is the great Maggie Morgan. Maggie, how are you?
Oh, Rob, I'm doing so amazing. I'm so happy to be here. Usually the slop happens when I'm working, so I can't do it. But this week it happened later because you are, I know, in the basement that I'm sure Nicole has saged for you so that we have no technical issues.
No,
I'm
no stage here.
no saging? Oh, no. Okay. Well, we're all just going to say we want the spirits to make sure that everything stays good tonight because I can't do this alone.
I'm not going to talk about them anymore.
Okay, great. You're just going to abstain.
That's a great tease for the patron, both for the patron 5 for 5 and for Celebrity Paranormal Project on the RJP Rewind with Chappelle. Both are recommended listening. You could listen to the RJP Rewind and then the 5 for 5 in that order if you want to get my true experience from Friday night. But enough about that.
Well, yes. I was just going to say, your wife says at the beginning of the 5 for 5, like she feels like nobody listens. I love your wife. I've tried to not seem like overzealous. I have commented on a few of her Instagram posts, just like nice things, but I love her. I am listening. It's my favorite part of every week. Patrons, if you're not listening, what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the plug, Maggie.
Absolutely.
Nice here. On the Slop, a little bit of a later night tonight, just because I was traveling from North Carolina to New York, back on Long Island now for a little bit, trying to build the satellite studio here in Nicole's dad's basement. And thanks to Taryn for filling in for me on the recap last night. But I have a lot of pent up Big Brother to talk about here with you tonight on the Slop. And Maggie, I think we have some fun stuff to talk about tonight with the patrons.
I can't wait. You know, when I'm on the updates, it's all business. I really sort of watch what I say because I don't want anybody to, think that I'm going too hard at their fave. But here we're getting sloppy, right? I feel like I'm going to be sloppy tonight. Patrons, we're all friends here, right? Everybody gets it.
Good night to get sloppy. And Maggie, I know it's been a minute since you got to talk about the Big Brother. So anything that's sort of like been burning a hole in your brain that you've wanted to get out there?
Well, my biggest thing is Derek X. Love him. Absolutely love him. And yet, my roommate, it's very fun for me this season because my roommate has gotten so into the season, gotten so into the feeds. He watched 21 and 22 too, but those seasons sucked. So he's very into this season. I come home at night and he's got the feeds on our TV and it's not even me that's doing it. And so he is very upset. At the start of the week when Sarah Beth won HOH, he was very upset. He was like, oh no, what's going to happen? And I was like, dude, you got to let it go. This is Big Brother, right? The disappointments over the past 2 seasons, Derek X is toast. But I do think that he's got a chance. He's got a chance here because Xavier is going to go into that solitary confinement. And I think that that's his time to strike. And I'm really hoping that he can make himself not toast and instead make himself back into bread that we use on a great Big Brother sandwich later in the season.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we have some interest for the rest of this week, but I'm sure we'll get into that in greater detail on the rest of the podcast. But tonight, let's talk about the sloppiness of it all. And let me start off with a question we got on our Slop feedback form. robhasawebsite.com/get sloppy. You can send us if you see slop happening, say something and let us know. This is from Shamby Joe. Can I submit Sarah Beth's entire HOH as slop? Love the show.
Yes, you can. Yeah, ding that bell. Yes, you can. Oh, so Sarah Beth.
So bad, Sarah Beth.
It's terrible because this is my thing. Even if, you're like, okay, well, we should get Derek X out because he's such a comp beast. Who are you working with other than Kyland? In what world do you think that you're safe? You've not spoken to this jackpot alliance that you're talking about. You've not spoken with Xavier and Alyssa since you were on the block against Christian. Like, what worlds are you living with? You really are seeing the world through those hard eye sunglasses. If you think that you are in a good position, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe take off the sunglasses because you are not seeing clearly in the house. I mean, and really, first, kudos to the cookout also because I'm also parallelly watching Survivor fans versus favorites. And I mean, this is like, Eric Reichenbach levels of, okay, I'm just going to like do what other people are telling me to do. So like I'm not even like, oh, I'm mad at the cookout. I'm saying that Sarah Beth, you're, in the words of JC talking about Fessel, a total moron this week. What are you doing?
Yeah, and my thing about it is like, absolutely, Kyland has done an amazing
plan here, Sarah Beth.
Right? Kyland has done his job. He has manipulated her to get like Kyland has done amazing, but like, in what worlds are you seeing the world through what Kyland is telling you? Like, what he's saying doesn't make sense for you. Like, I just don't like what. Yeah, you do have to take off those rose heart colored glasses and really look at the terrible soundstage with that gross ceiling that is there, because that is what your world is about to be next week. She's going to be so mad when she is betrayed. Oh my gosh.
And the other part of this that's just so sloppy is that it's not like, oh my God, I'm in over my head. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, okay, I'll trust Kyland here. I don't have an idea. The fact that she's like taking so much glee in ha 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 America. I'm getting out your favorite player because I'm evil. I'm an evil villain. Like, no, you're a patsy. You're the middle person in an operation.
Yes, and like she like is attributing herself to be this evil mastermind when in fact the evil mastermind is Kyland, who's sitting with her for 5 hours at a time until she becomes zombie Sarah Beth because she's gotten exactly 2 seconds of sleep and makes these BS nominations.
Yeah. It's impossible to follow, and I think that is going to be like one of the things I look forward to most in this season is just like at some point when she's going to wake up from this delusion and be like, no, it can't be. No. And it's like, oh, I really screwed this up. I blew it, didn't I?
She's going to hate Kyland postseason. There is no world in which she understands. Yeah, I think that she is going to be like, how dare you? Because it's dark. It's not good. I mean, it's good for Kyland, but like Sarah Beth is just acting a complete. She's going to have egg on her face, hardcore.
Yeah. I do wonder also, like, is she gonna forgive him? Like, is she gonna like take like her like vindictive streak out on Kyland? But that's for another day to talk about. I did want to circle back to our introduction to Sarah Beth this season, where we learned about what she does for a living. Maggie, she tells us that she is a forensic scientist, and I'm thinking about that's somebody who sort of like goes into like a crime scene and examines all of the evidence and like does experiments and like makes conclusions that are given to like law enforcement about very, very important cases. And
uses like critical thinking and deductive reasoning to like figure out what crime has occurred, how it happened, how we ended up here. And maybe we will see those skills put to the test once the crime has occurred and she has left the Big Brother house. But like at the current moment, maybe the people who might be in jail because of Sarah Beth could get a lawyer. Like her deductive reasoning skills, I think, are a bit lacking at the moment.
If I'm working on a case, I don't know if this is the person I want coming in and trying to like put together a lot of these pieces.
Well, if I'm someone who's accused of a crime, she's not the person I want.
No, she's like,
and be the one to say whether or not I did it or not.
Sorry, you're going down for this one. I just
don't trust you. Yeah.
I just don't trust you. Yeah. We got Guam Dog says I'd rather have Detective Dean working on the case. So
Oh
I don't
no.
know. Let's share a clip from the feeds from this week. This one is actually a little bit hard to hear. It's a little bit low, but we've talked about that. Tiffany has done some really great impressions this season. And I think we have another fun one to share with you. Again, the volume is a little bit low, but I want to share with the audience here. This is Sarah. This is Sarah Beth. According to Tiffany, let me go ahead and share this one with you. Okay. And again, I apologize. The volume's a little bit low on this clip.
Yeah. Okay. Is it America? Hi, America. Good evening, America. It's me. This is one of my other personalities. This is the good, sweet little Tiffy.
You sound like somebody off of Barney and Friends.
Oh my goodness. Maybe I could be a voice actress.
Oh my God.
What do you think, America? Don't you like it? Could you imagine? Really, honestly, that should have been my strategy. Come in here and just be really all sweet little Tiffany. And I wouldn't be able to talk as much because it's not so easy to keep doing this.
So when Sarah Beth talks like that, is that like an effect that she puts on her voice?
No, I think that's her real voice. I do. I think that, and I mean, we like saw it when she's even trying to be evil. You would think that if it was a fake effect that she put on her voice, it would come off when she's trying to be evil and is like, sorry, I'm getting rid of your boy. But like she is the whole time. I think that that's just how she speaks. And it really adds to all of, the grandiose, epicness that is Sarah Beth and what's going to be Sarah Beth's takedown.
Yeah. The Sarah Beth character is just like she's like does like baby talk, but she wants to be evil, but she doesn't know what's going on.
You know what I hope for Sarah Beth? I hope that she's the final person left with the cookout for maximum drama, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, this is only like my sloppy dreams, right? For like me wanting Tiff to win. It's different, but I want her to be the last person, the 7th member, and then I want Kylan to win HOH and have to be the one to send her out.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
Heartbreaker.
Yeah. He would have to then say like, well, the reason, of course, that we have to do this, obviously, is because we have to throw off the suspicion.
Why would you do that to me? But I'll go home. I'll go home if you do that to me, Kylan.
Reasons?
Kylan.
Yeah. Just trust me. Wait, hold on. I have an idea. What about this? What if you go up on the block as a pawn this week?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Think about it.
Kylan. Okay. Whatever you say.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Think about it. Yeah, that
My
would
impression's not as good as Tiff.
No. Melissa really had a good one too. Maybe Melissa versus Tiffany on a Sarah Beth impression off. So yeah, the Sarah Beth of it all has been wild. But let's go ahead and talk about some other overall. Oh, actually, one other one. This is from social media about Sarah Beth. Let's check in with what Big Brother Legend had to say about Sarah Beth's HOH. And we see here that Janelle responds to Sarah Beth saying to camera, America is going to hate me. I know you guys love Baby D, but this is working out really well. As long as Baby D isn't selected to play in the veto, we have a really good shot at getting him on the block this week. Sorry, America. Hashtag BB23. Janelle said, you ruined your game as well as his. You will follow him out the door next week, but go off, I guess.
And then scroll down and read the next comment that she had, because this is
she
the best.
Basically gave her HOH to Kylan, says, hails brochures. And Janelle says she has worms for brains.
Let me tell you something, Rob. If I were to go on Big Brother and I left the house and somebody showed me a tweet from the icon herself, Janelle Pierzina, that said that I had worms for brains, you'd never see me again.
Mm-hmm.
You'd never see me again. I would have to leave. I would have to go away.
You know, this is similar to from the preseason. Did you remember when Kevin was like, "Hey, BB23 is coming on. I can't believe it." Like, if you would have told me a year ago that I was getting to be in the house with Janelle and with Davon, I would have said you were crazy. And Janelle was just like, "You ruined all of our games. F off."
Yeah, and she said, not to mention what you did to Nicole A's fragile mind. I'll never forget that either, because I'm sure Nicole A was at home like, hey, what does that mean?
Hey.
Like sad Lil at home, like, hey.
Yes. Tara's saying that Hale's brochure is BB20 Haley. Is that right?
I think maybe they're referencing her. I don't think that's her actual name on Twitter. I think her name on Twitter is full Haley.
Okay, I was gonna say she's not verified.
I'm sure it's a Stan account.
Stan account. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a Hale's brochure Stan said that to Janelle.
Brochure.
Yeah. What is
I think
it?
it's
What
Broucher.
Broucher.
I think it's Broucher.
My
Mm-hmm.
bad. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Let's switch gears and talk about the host of Big Brother 23, Julie Chen Moonves. She gives an interview to Dalton Ross every week and gives so many pearls of wisdom to the audience every single week. And I'm starting to understand that this might be required reading each week.
If it's anything like this EW or EW interview, you're gonna have to read it on this every single time, because like it's brilliant. Let's go. I cannot wait to talk about what the hell is happening here. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm probably gonna swear a little bit in this section.
You're good. You're good, Maggie. What'd you think of Julie this past Thursday wanting to adopt Brititi as Brittany's new name?
I mean, it's obvious Julie has been doing this job for 23 years. And I feel like every season it becomes more and more as though she's never been on television before. I don't understand how you can be more and more awkward. You've done this for so long. I get it. Live TV can be tough. I can only imagine. But what is happening here? I also have to say that I was watching Big Brother 3, rewatching it when I was home for when COVID was happening. And I was watching Big Brother 3 and my dad walked in and was sort of watching it with me. And my dad was like, what is going on here? Why is she talking about this show as though it's the evening news, and she's talking about delivering there was a murder plot against the president. It's so serious the way that she's talking about it. And it's only gotten worse because when she tries to keep it light, we get moments like Brititi that are so confusing. And I also love how Julie, after every single contestant leaves, is air hug, to be don't freaking touch me. Yeah. Don't you dare come near me. Air hug.
Yeah. All right. Let's check in with this interview from Julie Chen with Entertainment Weekly's Dalton Ross, friend of the podcast. Let's see. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Okay. The question is from Dalton Ross. Derek X remarked for the first time. Hold on. I just want to make sure I have this correct. Sam, is the bold Dalton Ross or is the bold Julie Chen?
The bold is Dalton Ross.
Dalton Ross. Okay. Dalton Ross asked, Derek X remarked for the first time in Big Brother history, not a single white male made the jury. Once again, showing the dominance of the Cookout Alliance. Does the ease with which that alliance has dispatched people while also keeping themselves under wraps surprise you? Maggie, do you want to read from Julie Chen Moonves?
I would love to, Rob. It would be an honor. Okay, so she says, it doesn't surprise me at all. Watch how each member of the Cookout has played. Tiffany, She's thought it through beat by beat. She's wise
Boom.
and mature. She watches people and how they behaved. She has figured out the numbers on how each cookout member has or had a loyal +1 outside of their 6 to get them this far. Right? All of this is great. Julie,
Good.
perfect. Agreed.
Nailed it.
Tiffany's awesome. This is when we start to go off the rails. She says, just one exception. She did say Derek F doesn't have one, but doesn't need anyone. In my humble opinion, he does indeed have someone. God. He has expressed more than once how much he loves God and his mother. Beautiful.
Wow. Okay.
So
So
powerful.
yeah. So Derek X, or I'm sorry, Derek F, he doesn't need a +1 because he has God in his corner.
Well, he's in an alliance with God, Rob. Didn't you hear?
I mean, in fairness, who do you think's sending him all these BB bucks?
Probably. I mean, literally, huh? Julie,
Yeah.
what? There is no level of this that is any sort of appropriate, is the thing. Like, I am not going to say her belief system is clearly very important to her, which is amazing, and I'm very happy for her. But like, what does this have anything to do with Big Brother 23 or Derek F? What? Like,
I don't
it's
think
not
she had
like
anything
Derek.
to say about. Like, honestly, I think she heard the thing about Derek F and God, and like she's gonna run with it. She didn't have anything to say about Kylan, Azza, Hannah, Xavier. She's like, I said a lot about Tiffany, and I'm gonna use the rest of my time here to talk about Derek F and God.
No, because in the rest of the interview, she goes on to talk about each of them.
Okay,
Like,
then I don't
she-
know. That
Like,
was the only-
literally, in what world is this relevant? Like, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Julie, yes, absolutely. Please go to church and talk about this with your congregation.
Sure.
Amazing. Talk about it with Derek F after the show. But this is just like deeply irrelevant, confusing. What?
Maggie, have you seen where she's been like handing out sweatshirts to
Yes,
all of the
yes,
evicted
I
house
have.
guests for the church?
I do think that if we want to talk about this, we should go into the next quote.
Okay, let's go to the
Mhm.
next slide. Okay, thank you, Sam. And here we go. This is a question. Finally, how did this year's OTEV as a jacked up Arnold Schwarzenegger sounding octopus, I believe it was a jellyfish, Dalton, but no worries, stack up against your favorite OTEVs of years past? Do you have a personal favorite?
This year's was so good. I almost called our EP Allison Grodner to ask, how did we get Arnold Schwarzenegger to do the voiceover?
Hey, Allison, here, I'll be Allison Grodner. You can be Julie Chen calling up.
Hey, Allison, God bless you. I have a question.
Who's this?
This is Julie Chen Moonves.
Oh, okay. What's up? I'm busy. Yeah.
Oh, yes. So I have a great question for you. I've been loving this season. It's been so
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah.
I saw
Cut
on
to the
Wednesday.
chase a little bit. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I saw on
Okay.
Wednesday we had this jellyfish.
Yep.
And I just want to know, how do you know Arnold Schwarzenegger? And can I get him over to my house for dinner?
Julie, are you drinking? What is wrong with you?
Yes.
This wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What do you mean?
What is the matter with you? Are you okay?
I am not okay, actually, as the rest of this interview will show us. Wait, hold on. Rob, I'm sure you listen to the Our Happy B.
Yes.
And a very big part of the Our Happy B was when I was on with Mike and Liana last season. We talked about Uncle
Dwight
no,
Swall?
crazy Uncle Vito.
Uncle Vito, yeah.
Yeah, and that's an actor who comes back and has done a bunch of
Yep.
things. And his name is BD Johnson on the show, otherwise known as Big Dick Johnson by
BD.
the great Mike Bloom.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if he is the one who did the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
No, there was a guy on Twitter
impressed
that it
Julie
was.
so much.
I don't think that guy has that many impressions.
Maybe he
BD
does.
Johnson.
I don't know. She's got to be. I mean, Rep, there's got to be something
Julie,
going on.
I'm gonna pump you up. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, wow, Arnold. Yes, Julie Chen Moonves. I'm very impressed with your work over these 23 seasons. I get so pumped up watching the Big Brother.
Okay, should I continue on this? Because everybody hold on. It's about to get...
If anybody else was the host, it would be like a wimpy little brother, but you make it such a big brother. Go ahead.
Does she consult Arnold Schwarzenegger before the show about what quote she's going to give at the end of the live show? What Bible verse or what quote she's going to give?
Sure. I don't believe he's as spiritual as Julie is.
Oh, wow. What gives you that idea? His
yeah, look. They both had interesting biographies. Julie Chen Moonves and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Julie, on leg day, I always think of your mantra: butt first. I make sure I work my glutes before I get to my hamstrings, my quads.
Oh my god. Okay, should I continue here, yes, Rob? Okay, yes. So she ends this with, how do we get Arnold Schwarzenegger to do the voiceover? Everybody buckle in, because we're about to go on a bumpy ride, okay? But seriously, I love the OTEV love letter competition because I love as God is love. Not to mention, one of the letters paid tribute to Judd's eviction night grizzly bear t-shirt. I have actually often thought about that t-shirt because I thought it was so awesome. I only recently found out that kind of art on clothing is called sublimination. I'm sorry, I'm going to finish. Yeah. It inspired me to try and create my own sublimination in a new Christian streetwear clothing line. No joke. Expect the unexpected.
I can only imagine what Dalton Ross's reaction was when he got this emailed back to him.
What is
Julie, are you okay? About? Is anybody proofreading this before it goes out? Does she have a person?
I literally have no clue what the bleep she's talking. Like, I have no clue what the fuck she's talking about, Rob. Okay, so she says, seriously, I love the OTEV love letter competition. Did they ever do love letters? Has that ever been a thing? And one of them talked about Judd's eviction night grizzly bear t-shirt. Mm-hmm. You mean Judd, who was on the show in 2015?
Yeah.
What
was there an OTEV where they had to go get people that were in a love letter?
I do not recall that.
Was this a dream?
Please. It must have been. Or she's on pills or something. I don't know, Rob. What? What the hell is she talking about? And one of the letters paid tribute to Judd's eviction night grizzly bear t-shirt. Was that on Big Brother 15? Was there love letters on that season?
I don't think so. I don't think that they would have. I mean, I don't know. We blocked it out. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. And then also now we're talking about sublimination. Like,
yeah.
Sarah, how dare you? But what?
Yeah, sublimation. I'd have to ask my
sublimation
wife
rather than sublimation.
She does a lot about t-shirts that I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Please, on the next 5 for 5, please, I'm begging you, Nicole.
Ask her about sublimation shirts.
Please, I'm literally begging you because what the hell is she talking? Like, honestly, I've been trying for the past 10 minutes to figure out how she got from A to B. But, okay. So people are saying in the chat that on Big Brother 15, OTEV had a bear looking for the love letter, which is apparently why Julie remembers this. But like, what does that have anything to, that was Big Brother 15. This is literally 8 years later. Julie, what?
I mean, also, I think we have not really paid enough attention to the line here. I love the OTEV love letter competition because I love love as God is love. Like, what's going on here? Like,
I don't know how it's relevant. I don't know like what is going. Please put Nora's comment up here, Rob. Please, it's so funny.
Yes, absolutely. Here you go.
Nora says Julie just wanted to mention her new merch.
She's here to plug the merch. Yeah,
Boss Babe.
I'm not mad at it. So it's a good move, but I mean, it is like a weird twist in the show. And I guess you know what they say, Maggie, expect the unexpected. But
truly
21 years into this experiment, that the host of the show has found God and is like working in all sorts of ways to promote her religion.
Rob, we all know. You know what? I'm gonna keep that little tidbit to myself. We're just gonna. Some things remain. We don't even have to say them, right? We're all such friends here.
First off, this is a pro-religion podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
I will fight anybody who says that it's not. Okay,
but also go ahead.
Yeah, but two, we're just observing. This took a weird turn somewhere along the way. Like, there have been many things that have made me question my belief in God on this franchise over 21 years.
But this just feels like a bunch of sentences that she put together. Like, this feels like she copied and pasted different sentences from different Big Brother interviews that she's done over the span of 20 years and answered this question. I just simply wait. Okay, so sublimation. Should we look up the definition of sublimation? I'm going to look it up right now. Like, what is it? Just like printing on a t-shirt?
Screen printing. I don't think it's anything that's like. I don't think that Judd really turned the t-shirt industry was turned on its head in 2013 when a young man named Judd Daugherty, is that his name?
It says here online that it involves an advanced technique that heats ink to such a high temperature that it transforms into gas before you put it on the t-shirt. So maybe Julie there's been one too many fumes from the t-shirt business that she's been around. I just don't.
I'm going to get one. When they come out.
Please do, Rob. Good for you.
Yeah.
Because then she can't say anything bad about this podcast.
Yeah. Sam, was there anything else from this interview? Or are we moving on? Let's see. Nope. Okay. All right. Well, look, it's great that Julie Chen talks about the Big Brother love letter competition because that conjured up images of OTEV past. This past week, Big D told us that this was very exciting because this was the hottest OTEV ever. And so our research team loves a good project. And we went back in time to check out all the vetoes or all the OTEVs to see for ourselves if it was truly the hottest OTEV of all time in a segment that we like to call OTEV Ding or Zing.
Wow. I can't tell you how thrilled I am that I get to play OTEV Ding or Zing. Thank you for choosing me to be your contestant to go through it with. I can't wait to tell you whether or not these people get to be dinged by me.
Yes, and this is how the game is going to work. We're going to look at the pictures of past OTEVs, and then we're going to decide, is this an OTEV that you want to ding? Or is this an OTEV that you want to zing?
Get them out of here.
It says it all there in the name. Ding or zing. Yeah. And it rhymes, which is nice.
Perfect. And the zing, we have Zingbot. Rob is just all with the Big Brother 23 puns. Nailed it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, according to our research team, BB7 to BB11 were OTEVs as we know it, according to Sam. What does that mean to you? OTEV as we know it.
They weren't OTEVs as we know it. They had
okay.
like
Hold on.
voodoo dolls.
That was a typo. That was a Samson. That was a typo. He says they were not OTEV as we know it. So that makes more sense.
Yeah, there was like voodoo dolls they had to collect. There wasn't like the giant OTEV creature, you know, who asked you to go collect specific things.
All right. First one. Back in BB12, BB12 was such an important season. BB12 would, like BB16, people talk about it all the time. BB16 broke Big Brother, BB16, BB16, BB16. But BB12 was the first season with the Zingbot. It was the first season with the Brigade. And it was the first season with a crazy OTEV. And here it is, BB12. Maggie, do you remember the Broadway Clam?
How could I forget OTEV the Broadway Clam? As a girl who goes to see a lot of Broadway herself, this might be one of the most memorable OTEVs for me. Look at his cane on the ground.
Yeah. So I'm imagining the Broadway Clam sings you a show tune.
Yeah, and you had to go and collect, I believe, like records or something like that. That was in reference to the record that they were singing to you. But the Broadway Clam was the OG, I suppose. Here, the OG OTEV. You never forget your first time, Rob.
No, you don't. As far as dinging the Broadway Clam. I don't know. In fairness, he wears a top hat. He has a cane. He's debonair. He's a gentleman. The Broadway
He's got a bow tie.
He's got a bow tie. He's taking you out to show tickets. So he's going to wine you and dine you. But I think that's sort of like, seems like he comes from money. I feel like that he's trying to.
All the more reason to ding him.
Well, I feel like that it's hey, why don't you be my arm candy and be on my arm and then. Look, you'll go places in life, and I'm just not about that.
No,
you're
not into the Broadway Clam. See, my thought about the Broadway Clam, I think that he has nice eyelashes, and that's always a nice thing when you're looking up a way to brighten somebody's eye. My main thing is this hot pink mouth inside of him.
Yeah,
what would that bring you? If you choose to ding. Like what are we working with here with this hot pink mouth? I think that is my number one reason that I would maybe have to zing the Broadway Clam.
And I don't know about you. I feel like that the Broadway Clam looks a little bit like a Broadway Big Mac. It looks a little burger-esque.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a burger with a big old pink center. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie. When you said, let's look at the Broadway Clam, this was not what I was expecting to appear. It's a bit rough.
All right. So I think
the budget was a bit less for OTEV at that point.
Broadway Clam, see your way out of here. Okay. Back to the sea where you came from. All right. BB13. But it seems like a lot of them had to do with aquatic marine life. Here, BB13 gave us the sweet tooth shark. I did to bring back pies for BB13's sweet tooth shark.
So my thought about the sweet tooth shark is, if I chose to ding the sweet tooth shark, would he murder me?
Well, okay, so let me describe this for people who are listening to just the podcast only. The sweet tooth shark appears to be just like the head of a shark, which with a giant mouth, which looks like could eat a person in one single bite. We don't see the other side of the sweet tooth shark.
We can also see directly up the sweet tooth shark's nose,
Yeah.
which is always a huge turnoff if you're trying to ding somebody. You
Yeah.
don't want to be
Yep.
able to see their boogers.
Yes, but it looks clean. It looks like I don't see
Yeah.
any sort of like foreign objects or substances there. It doesn't seem in need of a tissue or anything like that. So I think the sweet tooth shark is good on that level.
Is he better than
He's
the
clean.
clam?
He's clean.
Yeah.
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 So sweet tooth shark that has a lot of teeth. Very sharp
I
teeth.
know. That's my main issue is like, have you ever kissed someone and then it's just all teeth? It's a real turn off.
I haven't,
You
but I can
immediately
imagine.
decide,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
have. And you immediately
Yeah.
decide you would no longer like to ding them, if that makes any
Pointy teeth.
sense.
Pointy
Mm.
teeth. I mean, I have to be honest, like sweet tooth shark seems a little dangerous.
Yes.
I'm a little like a moth to a flame, you know, like, ooh, hey Rob, stay away from that shark. He's dangerous. Like, oh, okay.
Oh,
What's his
so
number?
like
You know,
if somebody told you couldn't have the sweet tooth shark, you might like
Yeah.
sneak
Hey, Rob,
away to try
back up.
to chat him up.
that sweet tooth shark is bad news. Like, oh really? Yeah, I better stay away.
He'll eat you alive, literally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I have to say, curious, hottest so far.
I mean, yeah, if we're ranking hotness, I do think the sweet tooth shark is definitely better looking than the Broadway
Mhm.
clam.
And I have to say, for a sweet tooth shark, I don't spot any cavities, gum disease,
Yeah, very
yellowing of the
clean.
teeth. So
Yeah, very
I mean,
clean.
the sweet tooth shark, I think, cares about oral hygiene.
Yeah, I will have to zing the sweet tooth shark for my own personal safety.
Mhm.
So
I was- best so far for sweet tooth
Mhm,
shark. All right.
definitely.
All right, BB14, the absent-minded alien. I guess the alien crashed into a barn. The alien has some hands waving about and looks like
Mhm.
4 antennae. He wanted corn to bring back to the spaceship.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here
Yeah,
and say that the absent-minded alien seems very friendly.
friendly.
There's a big
Yeah.
smile on his
Yep.
face. He's got some hands, which none of the other OTEVs so far have had. There's some hands for us to, hug with, which is nice. I do think that I would be worried that we couldn't speak the same language as he is an alien.
Yeah.
Like there's
Well,
no.
Do you speak the language of love? Because I mean, that's what we're talking about here. That's universal.
Well, the language of love, I think, is next season. I think that the absent-minded alien was looking for corn rather than love letters. Don't forget,
yeah,
Rob, we got
that's
BB15.
That's right.
The
that's
language of love, and love is God. So aliens, I don't think that
That's true.
Julie Chen would really like the aliens, actually, for that
So,
reason.
Yeah, the absent-minded alien. I think. I don't know. Maybe give it a shot. I feel like that.
I think I would. I think
worst
I
comes
would
to
ding.
worst. Yeah. Okay.
And you know
I mean,
why, Rob? You know why?
Why?
Because yeah, he's a little reckless. He drove his thing
It's
into a
trash,
barn, but
yeah.
I like some excitement. I like someone who's gonna make me, get out of my head. Just live in the moment.
And also, on top of that, Maggie, worst comes to worst, it doesn't go well. The next day, you're like, I'm sorry, have we met? What's your name? He's
Oh,
an
yeah, 'cause-
absent-minded alien. He won't remember.
because he won't remember you. I thought
He
you were
won't
gonna
remember.
say, oh yeah, goodbye forever because you live on a different planet than me.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
would you consider going to another planet if you really hit it off? Would you?
No, but it does look like he's in a barn. So it would be like probably a one-night stand thing. Like you ding when he's on the planet and then he
Yeah.
leaves.
Because
So I
Maggie,
probably do that.
Yeah, if you hit it off with him, then that could set up like some interesting sort of like Galaxy 90-day fiance situation.
Yeah, like a long distance relationship. I'm gonna have to get him to get his green card. What is it? The visa. What is it called?
I think it's. I think in this case, I think it truly is a little green man card.
Love it. Love it
Yeah.
for my absent-minded alien. I you know what? I'm dinging. What do you think, Rob?
I think I still like the shark. It's still the shark for me.
Oh, well, we like different things, Rob. What
Yeah,
what can we say?
You know what? The aliens also it'll creep me out a little bit.
Hmm. I think that it's exciting.
It is exciting. It would, I mean, would be very
Mhm.
exciting, but I
They
guess
would give you all the dirt on how aliens live.
yeah, it's true. It's true. But
Mhm.
the shark would tell you about like all of the best sweets under the ocean.
Oh,
Think
well,
about it.
there you go.
Okay, let's go. All right. BB15, broken-hearted beaver. The AKA the Big Brother love letter competition.
I don't like whiners, okay? I've
Mhm.
never been into a whiner. When a boy is too much of a whiner, I can't.
Yeah, was he crying? Does that sound right?
Yeah, he's crying in the photo because he's brokenhearted about the
Yeah,
love
yes.
letters.
Yes.
I don't like anyone to cry to me. How can you ding if they're like very brokenhearted over their ex? It doesn't seem like a fun time. It seems like you be on the date and they would be like, "Oh, you remind me of my ex, Cheryl," and then they talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the brokenhearted beaver is on the rebound. So,
Mhm. And I'm
that's
nobody's
something.
rebound. Okay,
Yeah.
just got to say that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we're out on the brokenhearted beaver.
I also think that like if we're concerned about the teeth and the shark, we should be concerned
Yeah.
about the teeth and the brokenhearted beaver. I don't think that that's anybody who can pucker up really well.
All right. So, I think we're just going to we don't need to discuss the brokenhearted beaver. Okay.
Great.
What about the pissed off penguin?
Well, I also don't love any like male energy around me to be angry. It's like
Yeah.
a big red flag.
Sure.
So I'm not sure because the pissed off penguin has angry eyebrows, but is sitting on his little tush with his arms out. And he does look, in fact, like a 6-year-old. So I feel like maybe it's inappropriate to play this game with this pissed off penguin. Is he young? Is he too young for us?
Yeah, what's he so pissed off about? This was Sam is saying was voiced by Gilbert Gottfried, or so we think. Maybe it was Gilbert Gottfried impersonator at this point.
Great. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, and he says that they need to bring back cocktails, which
massive
maybe
cocktails?
The pissed off. That I can't. That I don't know. But the pissed off penguin, I guess he's mad, and you need to bring him liquor to loosen him up, which is not what I would want to do on a date. I would not want a date to walk in angry and then need liquor to loosen up.
Right. You don't want to be around that energy. So
no, that sounds like a nightmare. And ladies, if you're ever around that energy, get out of there.
Get out of there. That is a bad.
Get out of there.
That's a toxic relationship. Okay.
Absolutely. So pissed off penguin is at the bottom of my list. I would rather ding the Broadway clam over the pissed off penguin.
That's right. That's right. I'm with you. Get out of here. Zing. Rock and roll. The rock and roll. I believe this is the one that was asking for butter.
So the rock and roll seems very cool. The hair is nice and shaggy. There's a headband on. There's some sunglasses. He's got a bunch of bracelets.
Yeah.
He's doing the rock on signal, or it's the I love you signal, actually.
He's got like sort of a 80s hairband vibe. He's certainly, I've just seen his share of groupies.
Yeah. If he's seen his share of groupies, probably wouldn't be a bad thing, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, but is he interested?
He probably knows how to butter a roll.
Yeah. Just another.
I'm sure he knows how to butter a roll.
Notch in his bread post.
I mean, but like, what are we talking about here? We're talking ding or zing. We're not talking like marry or not marry, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like this is like a hardcore ding from me. This guy's the coolest one we've seen so far.
The rock and roll. I guess he's a bad boy.
He doesn't have a nose. He doesn't have a nose.
Is that a plus?
No, it's actually a big negative. I just realized because he's going to be a mouth breather, which I hate. Don't like mouth breathers. Do you know what I mean by that?
I get it. So
yeah,
I mean, you don't have to worry about any boogers.
For sure, but I think I could deal with it for a ding. I'm going to ding the rock and roll.
Matt Scott, this is Bret Michaels if he were a potato.
And Matt Scott, I'm trying to be on the RHAP rewind to talk about it. I think you guys talked about Rock of Love Bus. I watched all of Rock of Love.
Flavor of Love.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say, Chappelle, if you're listening, I watched all of Rock of Love as an 8-year-old. Deeply inappropriate. So wrong. Can't believe I did that. But maybe that's why I'm into the rock and roll.
Okay. The rock and roll. Okay. All right. Oh, I think we're really getting into like now the music scene, because we would go from the rock and roll, which I think we would both ding, to the dope DJ. And he said, dope.
Yeah. I usually don't associate with like men who do their own like mixing.
DJing? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, no, like they like DJ like their words as though they're actually yeah, exactly, Rob. But he's kind of cute, right?
I mean,
he looks like a good time.
A little bit of like a boyish charm. His tongue is hanging out of his mouth, and I'm not gonna say that's not a plus, okay, for the dope DJ.
So this is also my thing, Rob. I bet you that he could get you into some bomb ass clubs. Like, I bet you if you were like, hey, what are you doing tonight? He'd be like, oh, I'm DJing a set at this awesome like Tao, New York. And you could go and you could see like a bunch of famous people there and then go ding the dope DJ. I don't hate it. Yeah, I think it might be good. Yeah.
And he's not like the angry DJ or the sucky DJ or the heartbroken DJ. So dope is a plus. He's got a cool job. I mean, now, do you like his hours that he works? I mean, he's going to be working a lot of late nights. You're
no, but again, Rob, this is not marry.
Okay.
This is not marry versus don't marry. This is ding or zing. I feel like the dope DJ is like a prime ding target for any like single gal trying to live it up in a city. Also, the dope DJ seems a little dopey, which is like the best person to ding, because then you don't get too attached, right? It's just like fun.
Okay. All right. Dope DJ. All right. Might be the best. Is he the hottest so far?
I'm still going to go for
the rock and roll.
I think I'm going to go with the rock and roll as my number one. I'm sorry.
Red
to the dope
eyes
DJ.
For the dope DJ.
I mean, well, what do you think, Rob? He's at the club late at night and there's some activities I'm sure that he's doing.
Yeah. I don't know if I love that dope DJ. All right. BB19 gave us the possessed piglet. The possessed piglet. That's interesting, right?
What the hell's going on here? I mean,
Maggie, what is confusing? This is a little pig, a piglet, who has been possessed by a demon. I mean, pretty straightforward. I don't understand.
Self-explanatory.
What are you missing?
I think I had stopped watching Big Brother 19 at this point, which is why I'm confused. Also, like his eyes are rolling all the way back in his head.
I'd like to also just call back to BB19. The possessed piglet is something that aired on a show where the host recently told us that their favorite moment of the show is God is love, God, love. Same show.
Yeah. I mean, this is why there's something for everybody. There's something for your 6-year-old son. There's something for the strategists of the world. I mean, like, what is there to say about the possessed piglet? I think, like, one, a child. Well, this is inappropriate to be included in the game.
Yep.
Number two, angry. We've already gone over anger. Number three, he's literally vomiting in the frame. I would not like to ding someone who I have seen vomit. I don't want to see what their insides look like outside of their body.
Yeah, I'm with you. Maximus Mom says he threw up on the BB19 cast, an icon. So I mean that is bold. Maybe, but do you think that you could perform an exorcism? Maybe this is like the greatest piglet in the world. Although piglet also speaks to maybe a little too young.
Yes, too young. Also, I would like to say to everybody listening, I apologize. I've been using he pronouns for OTEV. I am unsure if OTEV is usually what their pronouns are.
Okay.
I think that they're usually voiced by someone who I suppose, assume have he, him pronouns. But again, that's an assumption. That's very closed-minded of me. Maybe we should use they from now on, Rob. I apologize to anybody listening.
Yeah, I guess except in instances when they've made it clear to us. I mean, I think that's fair. Okay.
They, like this piglet is a they, right?
Yeah.
They're puking.
Yep. Okay. BB20 gave us the sneezy skunk. Okay. Listen, BB20 was 3 years ago now. But I see a skunk that's sneezing. I am out of here. This is a world with a lot of attention paid to any sort of nasal bronchial issues. Okay.
Disgusting.
No, thank you. Check, please.
Disgusting, as Rockstar would say, probably after playing in this comp and giving the right answer to Tyler and eventually losing. Yeah, no time for this. Horrifying. Also, like literally dripping from the skunk's nose. No. In what world is this sexy? In what world would we like to ding them? No world.
No world. I mean, skunk, you're sick. Stay home. You are in no. Now, hold on. I will say, you have to bring the skunk allergy medicines. Is allergies sick?
Allergies is not sick because you can't pass it to other people, but it doesn't matter. I don't want snot around me.
Put a mask on anyway. Sneeze
yeah, put a mask on. Maybe it'll help with the pollen in the air.
Yeah, because really the sneezy skunk that he could sneeze on you or also spray you with stink stuff.
Yeah, gross. I'm not trying. If I'm getting dinged, I don't want to leave smelling nasty. If you know what I mean.
Move on. All right. BB21 gave us the paranoid pigeon.
There's a lot of shit going on in this photo. I do have to say.
Yeah. Paranoid pigeon. Okay. Again, also an icon. Pooped all over the BB21 cast.
Yep. And the eyes are like little saucers over here.
Medicine? Yeah.
Yeah, probably because there's some gunk that's coming out all over the house.
Maybe like an Imodium AD or something like that.
And look, I don't judge about stuff like that. All right, there's some. I get it, paranoid pigeon. Yep. We all have problems, so that is not a deal breaker for me. In fact, actually.
Okay. All right.
I mean, perhaps we would like a toilet, but sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. So
look, the pigeon thing is fine, but paranoia will destroy you. That's what they say.
Yeah. I also
the
don't
pigeon
love.
Go ahead.
No, I don't love the saucer eyes. They're kind of frightening. I would not want those eyes staring back at me in the dark of the night. Like, what do you go to the bar to talk to the pigeon, and like, what are you going to talk about? How he's scared that somebody's following it, or so that they're scared that someone's following them, like
following them, or like, hey, where have you been? Who were you talking to? What were you doing?
Even worse.
Yeah.
Even worse. I say hard zing.
Not even hot. Paranoid pigeon.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Zing.
Not worth it.
And then now here's another one. Psychedelic salamander. And for me, I mean, I feel like that this is right up there with the dope DJ.
I'm feeling like I have a little bit of a pattern. Like all of the OTEVs that I've like been interested in dinging all seem to be like stoners in some way.
Yeah.
Maybe it just means that they're not like lame. I don't know. I
think that's the opposite of lame.
I would tend to agree. The psychedelic salamanders got some long hair, got some stuff going on, smiling, standing on the railing. I'm into them. I could see myself hanging out with the psychedelic salamander. I bet they'd be a fun time. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the psychedelic salamander looks like it might be into what did the psychedelic salamander need to bring back tie-dye shirt? I mean, I feel like that the psychedelic salamander is into, definitely some like psychedelic mind-altering substances. It's going to be a wild night.
Yeah, and don't hate that. If we're trying to figure out who we're trying to ding, we want to have a fun night. So I think I'd ding the psychedelic salamander. They're on my list.
Yeah, I mean, some other pluses for the psychedelic salamander appears to have a whole body, which I look. That's not. I don't want to don't get it twisted, people. I don't want to be like, oh, if something is just a head, Rob is is that less than? That's not what I'm saying. But I just think it's a plus that he appears to be able to move around.
You could go on a walk.
Yeah, you go places.
Yeah.
You're not just confined to one spot.
Yeah. I think that it's great. I bet you that they would, I bet you that they would go back to, you would go back to their place and they would have a bunch of candy just at the ready for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you would have and they would probably have one of those things that you touch, with all the pins on the thing. You know what I'm talking about? And it's not like actual pins.
Those things are really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. And it makes the outline of your hand. I bet you that they would have one of those for you to play with.
Your face in there. And if you're really in a funny mood, you could put your tongue in there and then to see what it looks like if your tongue sticks out.
Yeah, but COVID.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't do that now. I'm just saying,
okay,
if you're in a really silly mood, maybe
a silly goofy mood.
Yeah, the psychedelic salamander maybe gave you something that you didn't know what it was. So you might be in you might even forget about COVID.
For sure, I'm into the psychedelic
either
salamander.
That or have a really bad trip. One or the other.
Well, that's a great negative.
Flip a coin.
But then that would be on you, right? I have a feeling the psychedelic salamander appears like they wouldn't be a pressurer. They wouldn't push you to do anything you don't want to do, right?
Yeah. Hey, it's cool. It's cool. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. But then they would be like, yeah, but I'm going to do it. So as long as you're chill with that, but whatever you want to do. Then you're sitting there and they're high as a kite and you're like, how is this fun for anyone? But that's why you don't date the psychedelic salamander. And we're talking about dinging or zinging, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
all right. And then Sam, do we have, the Jack jellyfish? So let me say something. Is the Jack jellyfish even that hot?
No, not at all. Also, well, number one, not my type of guy or them, not my type of person that is very, muscular, because that means probably they spend a lot of time at the gym. And I don't like to spend a lot of time at the gym, which means we would probably have no similar interests. This is just a personal thing for me.
Right.
So they're very jacked. Also, they're very angry. These brows are very angry, right? And the teeth, they're burying their teeth at us.
Yeah.
No, it's not a smile.
Yeah.
Right?
And no, it's more of a grimace. I will say great teeth. That the dental hygiene on the Jack jellyfish is phenomenal. But to that point, yes.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, don't you think they are a little in love with themselves?
Self-absorbed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They've got some veneers going on, some big muscles. They're a little bit showing off with the face, the model face. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think the Jack jellyfish, definitely, it's all about them. You are a distant second. And I think that if we're talking about dinging, probably they carry that into the bedroom. I think it's all about them. Not a giving lover, if I had to guess.
Well, and we all know that is no fun. So yeah, I think I would zing the Jack jellyfish.
Yeah, get out of here.
Get out of here. Maybe Derek F is into you, but Maggie and Rob are not.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Sam, for letting us know that BB23's OTEV is the last one. Thank you. There you go. So what's the winner? What's the one for dinging?
I think I want to ding the rock and roll. Is that crazy?
The rock and roll?
I think so.
Yeah, and mine was the dope DJ.
I think the rock and roll, though, I feel like they've been around the block a bit more. They're probably,
Is it stale though?
No. No way.
Okay.
Look at how cool they are. It's not stale.
A lot of people don't like carbs anymore.
I do. I love carbs. And the rock and roll seems like a bit older than the dope DJ. I think I go for an older man.
Okay.
Or an older person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Mhm.
Do we have to pick the same one, or can we double?
No.
Can we double?
I think I picked the rock and roll. You picked the dope DJ. I think that's
Well, I mean, imagine how embarrassed we would be if the rock and roll and the dope DJ hit it off and then just take off.
I know. It's like that scene from When Harry Met Sally.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's like later, suckers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this was way more fun than we should have had talking about the hottest OTEP.
Always a good time with you, Rob. Always a good time.
That was very fun. Seth says it's the salamander for me. So yeah, a lot of people said salamanders. Okay.
I don't disagree. I think the rock and roll just had my heart. Also, like I said, I'm a carb lover. What can I say?
What can you say? Okay. All right. So let's see. Here's a clip that we want to play. We have another Tiffany live feed clip to play for you. And, we've talked about all the different vetoes. Many of the different versions of veto were based on animals. So here is a appropriately fitting clip of Tiffany being compared to certain animals. This comes to us from Miriam on Twitter. Let's have a listen.
Tiffany.
I think a rooster.
Who the fuck is a rooster?
Or like,
rooster. Yeah, rooster.
Who is
Instead
a
of
rooster?
cockadoo, she's over here. Mine's yellow.
Who is a rooster? Frenchie?
You.
Fuck y'all. I am a unicorn. Get my shit right.
Tiffany could be like a squid.
A squid.
Fuck Claire. Fuck Sarah Beth. And I said that shit.
Okay.
What about like an anteater?
Fuck Alyssa too.
Okay. Maggie,
Tiffany is perfect.
yeah.
Oh, she's perfect. She's so good, Rob. She's so good.
I mean, she is incredible. I feel like that the Tiffany train has sort of like the momentum for. I feel like that from the first 3 weeks of the season, where people were comparing her to sort of like, okay, this is like the second coming of Danielle Reyes. I think has sort of like taken a bit of a backseat, but Tiffany, the character, is actually like one of the funniest people that has ever been on the show.
I would completely co-sign that. I love Tiffany so much. Like, I love her so much. You guys, I said how much I loved her on the live feed update. Okay, that's how much I love her. Like, I love her so. Like,
the
I
live
think
feed update's not a place for love; it's a place for
no. The live feed update
sex.
is a place for my opinions to stay my opinions in my heart and maybe not be expressed everywhere. But I love her so much. If she gets evicted, I will cry at home. I will. Like, she is. I mean, well, also she's from Detroit, where I grew up, like right around the same area. All of the places in her like opening video, I recognize the area. I love her so much. I want her to win so badly. Like, I am Team Tiffany all the way, and she's hilarious. She's just so good.
Yeah. Do you feel like that there is an animal that is a better representation of Tiffany than a rooster or a unicorn?
I don't think she would like this.
Okay.
But maybe like sort of like a rattlesnake.
A rattlesnake.
Because of like the colors of her hair are like spotted like a rattlesnake. And she's also like a little dangerous. You never know when she can strike at you. You know, like you never know when she's going to take her little bite of you and you'll slowly die from her venom that she poisoned your game with.
Any other animals that come to mind with the BB23 cast?
I'm
That's
trying
a game
to
we
think.
played with Tim Spradlin.
Who What is that bird that is super high pitched, like a cockatoo?
Could be.
Maybe that's Sarah Beth, the like
Mm.
really high pitched, like screechy sort of bird. I don't
Mhm.
really know.
Yeah.
I'm not really
Right.
sure.
Okay. Maximus' mom says she's a lioness, like the female Anthony.
Sure. Actually, I
Mhm.
don't think that that's a bad comparison at all. I think that's more
Mhm.
like personality based than, but
Sure. Okay. Maggie, anything else Big Brother 23 you want to talk about tonight?
I don't really think so. This week has
Yeah.
been like sort of dry because we're getting into really like the moments
Drier
before
than
the cookout.
a rock and roll without the butter.
Well, but the rock and roll would give you butter, okay? They would butter your roll. I guarantee it. That's why I picked them.
Okay. Could I bring up one more just to touch on real quick. This comes to us from the Big Brother 16 winner, Derek Levasseur. Let me just real quick bring this up and then to respond to this. Derek Levasseur said as of this week, I really think it's time for Big Brother to allow all the house guests to play in the veto competition each week. Too many good players have worked too hard in that house to have their game ended simply because a plastic chip with their name on it wasn't pulled. Hashtag BB23. Now listen, Derek. Look, lots of people we're all bummed out about Derek X potentially going out of the house and not even having the chance to play the veto. But you know what? As far as Derek X is concerned, that there's I don't know if this is a story from the Bible, but maybe Julie Chen might have heard this one where, a man was trapped in the middle of a hurricane and the floodwaters were surrounding him. And then a man came along in a boat and said, "Get in." He's like, "No, God will save me." And then he died. He went to heaven and he said, "God, what gives?" He's like, "I sent you a boat. You should have used it. You should have played for the roulette. Come on, Derek X. What are you thinking?" And
finally, now I know where you were going with that.
Yeah,
I was really lost for 90%
that was the short
of that
version.
there, Rob.
That was the short version, and I can't blame you.
No,
could have been much improved.
I love Derek X like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
I adore him. He's great.
But
he blew it.
He blew it. That he got snowed. Everybody tricked him. He should have played for that. Oh, I'm saving all that should be a meme of like. So I'm saving all my money for the coin of destiny. As opposed to when the world is falling apart around you. This is fine. Anyway,
wait, but I do want to say something, Rob, about that. No, this is like a little game talk, but I think that that's something really underrated that happens in these types of games. Like you use someone's greed against them. It's like a great, what players do. Like it's not usually seen, right? Because it's not like everybody's playing for the same prize. But if you let dangle the carrot in front of someone that they can have this and this and this, then they're more likely to make a mistake because you're promising them the world on a silver platter and their greed gets the best of them. And that's what happened.
Yeah, no doubt. So that let's not even get into, Derek X lost this week because his name didn't get pulled in the veto. But for Derek L to come out here with this take, you don't get to break something like he helped with propagating this strategy that's being used very effectively by the cookout, and then having Cody come back and then ruining another season, and now there's a season that neither of them benefit from financially of this strategy working. It's like, hey, this is broken. This doesn't work. This doesn't work anymore because now I'm not benefiting from me or my friend winning. Now I don't like watching this. Well, You don't get to complain.
I do think that the cookout is more using the brigade strategy than they are like the Derek Cody strategy. Derek Cody was much more about like an onion alliance that was a big secret alliance, and the brigade strategy is much more parachutes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, what are you doing here?
Either way, if you're responsible for other seasons where one alliance dominated it, you're not allowed to then get out and be like, oh yeah, this really isn't fair.
And you're not allowed to.
I got to be honest.
You're not allowed to also like yell at people last season or be like, it's not boring. What are you talking about? Because it was your personal, like someone you knew in real life who you are friends with. Like, you know, you can say, oh, they're an amazing winner, but like their season was so boring because of how dominating they were.
Yeah. So yeah, knock it off. I'm not allowed to like, oh boy, like how many podcasts is this guy gonna make? Doesn't this guy do enough podcasting? Like get a life. What a loser. I'm not allowed to do that.
Yep. Because you are the king of 1,000,004 podcasts.
Too many.
So there you go.
Too many.
Too many.
But this one was wonderful.
Yeah. It was great. I had an amazing time.
Yeah.
I feel like we got to know each other a lot better, Rob.
Good. I'm glad that I feel like that we haven't, other than we talked about the catfish. Have we done any other solo podcasts?
No, not the two of us.
Okay, good. Well,
what a great time! Look at us.
Yeah, this was very, very fun, and
a delight.
I look forward to the next one we get to do.
Same. Yeah. Great times.
All right. Well, Maggie, what's coming up for you?
So I'm going to be on the live feed update on Thursday.
Yes.
So check out that, everybody. And yeah, we're just watching Big Brother 23, praying that Tiffany can pull this one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at mlmorgan_. I'm there. Yeah. That's what I'm up to right now.
This has been you talked about your roommate has really gotten into Big Brother this season. My older son, he's 7 going on 8. He's gotten very into Big Brother all season long. He watches the episodes on repeat. He wakes up in the morning and is just watching the episodes on repeat, and he loves Derek X. He's very sad about the way things are going on, but he has hope.
Yeah. Does he want to come on and talk? Is he around to come on and give a take?
Maybe like on a patron show. I wouldn't expose him to the real
This is a patron show.
Yeah. Well, we don't need him right now. We don't need him right now. But he's the thing that he's like, but Dad, but Hannah, I thought she's friends with Derek X. What? I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, sometimes people say they're your friend and then they're not. Love stinks, bud.
He's like, I thought they had a crush on each other. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I did hear that. Another plug for your 5 for 5. I did hear that he was interested in the crushes, which I think is really cute.
He's a lot of questions. He's a lot of questions about showmances.
Well, good for him. I hope he gets all his answers.
I hope me too. All right. Well, Maggie, this was so much fun. Thank you, everybody, for checking out the Slop. We got a busy Tuesday coming up. News AF for me, live feed update with Taryn in the morning. And then I will have the 4th best season of all time coverage. We will be talking about Survivor fans versus favorites with Mari Forth and Lindsay Wilson coming up on Tuesday night. That's going to be also the LFC Roundtable as well. So jam-packed Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed us here on the Slop. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.